I got tanked at Dave & Buster's yesterday off like one drink and then played games for like 3 hours.
A modern podcast where Chris and Mike talk about TV, movies, superheroes, and everything in between. It's time for Superhero Slate.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Superhero Slate, the show where we run down the latest superhero entertainment news.
We love TV, movies, and superheroes, so let's talk it all out.
My name is Chris Dillard.
And my name is Mike Royer.
This week we talk about Fantastic Four. Give you our thoughts on the Deadpool trailers.
Yeah.
Some Legends for Tomorrow casting. And more.
Oh, man. So, I feel like we should just, jump right into our Fantastic Four review, because I don't think I can possibly bury the lead any longer. And we're also going to be doing a spoiler cast for Fantastic Four. So, if you guys, if you don't want any spoilers, you can feel safe. And after this, you guys can go listen to our spoiler cast. How's that sound?
Or if you listen to our spoiler cast first, all the good stuff was there.
Yeah, that crazy machete order.
Yeah, actually, I want to throw in some Star Wars news related to our intro at Dave & Buster's. They have this game called the Star Wars Pod at Dave & Buster's.
Oh, yeah?
You get in it and close a door, okay? It's like
that's already, sounds like it's $5. That sounds like a lot of tokens.
It was 15 credits, however much that is.
Oh, man.
In real life money. But you sit in it, and then it's like you got the controls, like the joystick and like a throttle.
Jeez.
And the screen curves around you to 180, and it is fantastic.
Holy crap.
So if you get a chance to go to a Dave & Buster's, try their Star Wars Pod, even if, you just get to play it once, but it is worth it.
Wait, fantastic? Say that again.
Fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic.
The Fantastic Four. Are you trying to segue me here? Are you forcing segues on me now?
Yeah, I think so, but I think
help! I need an adult.
If anyone's seen the movie, I think they'll get that reference.
Yeah. So let's just kick it off. Let's just kick it off right there.
Okay.
So Fantastic Four. I saw it Thursday. You saw it yesterday?
Yes, I saw it yesterday.
By yesterday, Saturday.
Yeah, and I have to say, in an insanely comfortable environment. For the first time, I got a chance to go to a movie with reclining seats.
Oh, I hate you right now.
It was crazy. I found some just perfect, it's like an oasis of a movie theater out here in Los Angeles. I don't understand how it exists. I don't know how it functions. I'm not even going to give out the name of it because I don't want people to go to it because I don't want it to get overcrowded or them to do anything crazy. But the parking's super easy, which is already a huge plus in Los Angeles when you don't have to pay for parking. And on top of that, their movie prices are ridiculously cheap. We went in the afternoon, and it was still considered matinee price, and we got our tickets for $6.90, which
that's cheap for anywhere.
Yeah, I know, exactly. And plus, we had these crazy reclining seats. It was nuts. It has a little electronic button on the side, and it raises you up. So I was just I've been talking on the podcast for a couple weeks that my strategy going into Fantastic Four was to lower my expectations all the way to the ground. So I'm walking into the movie with the lowest expectations possible. I'm in in a crazy comfortable seat. It cost me chicken scratch to get into this movie compared to all the other movie theaters. So I was in the best environment, I think, to view this movie.
Well, that's awesome. I'm kind of that's exciting. I hope to one day go to a theater where I can relax. Mm-hmm. Booze is one thing, but kicking back and drinking at a movie theater would be fantastic.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So speaking of fantastic, you seem to be a little bit more seasoned with I would say writing professional reviews.
Uh-huh.
So I want to know what you thought about the movie.
First and foremost, I'm going to get to the selling point. What people want to know: should you see it in theaters or not? Mm-hmm. No. Okay. Flat out no. Honestly, this movie I wrote in my review. I called it a compliment Big Mac because a compliment sandwich isn't. There's not enough meat in there to really go around for this one. So and people might be asking me appropriately, where's the beef, Chris? Where's the beef?
Oh yeah.
So I'm on a roll with this, but honestly, this movie, like the first maybe half is all right. It's standard fare, really good. It felt great, honestly, even coupled with some of the newer. I wouldn't say it's like horror, but like I guess body horror kind of things was great. And then there's this point in the middle where it just takes like a whole. It's like a whole different movie.
Yeah. And
it really goes downhill. I mean, my fiance is not picky on films. Even she was like, "What the hell was that? What happened?" We had a long discussion on the ride home about where this movie went wrong. And there was a lot going on, and it's just really, by the end of the movie, you're just kind of like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I mean, I specifically want to talk about parts in this film during the spoiler cast, where we can talk about where this went wrong. But yeah, overall, this movie fails on every level. It's just atrocious. I had a better time watching Pixels the other week with you guys. And I think Pixels might have a better Rotten Tomato rating right now. Or, I mean, they're both, like, in the same ballpark, I believe.
Actually, Pixels is double Fantastic Four.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm just so surprised. I mean, you can definitely tell something went wrong. This wasn't one director's vision without any sort of interference. Because, I mean, Josh Trank got the chance to make Chronicle, and I liked Chronicle. Chronicle was a good superhero movie. It was an awesome origin story of characters that got powers. And, you know, it was a little bogged down by the found footage aspect, but overall I liked the film. You know, I've heard reports on both sets of Fantastic Four and Chronicle that Josh Trank is like a nightmare to work with, but I mean that kind of happens in Hollywood. I'll go see a movie even if the director's a dick or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. You know, if he's a pain to work with, as long as he makes good films, that's all the studio cares about. So I don't know what went wrong, and I think we can go more in depth about, you know, maybe the hand the studio had in this film in our spoiler cast. But yeah, I have to say this movie did not execute on the acting, which was surprising considering this cast is stellar, which goes to show you the direction from Josh Trank didn't work well there. The writing was bad. I'm at a loss of words trying to describe this. And surprisingly, the worst part, which is usually isolated and insulated from the quality of the film, was the special effects. I mean, I can't believe I saw a movie in 2015 with, like, unbelievable sets, and I saw someone flying around in the sky on fire, and it just looked like a project someone was doing for their senior thesis in school. I mean, this is kind of where I would bring up the comparison to Pixels. I mean, we said when we watched that film that, you know, at least the visual effects were on point. I mean, it might have been a little bit more simplistic where it was just pixel effects, but at least it looked good. I mean, this movie didn't even look good. So there's really no redeeming quality in this film. Like you said, it was okay at the first half of the film, but I mean, the first half of the film just dragged like no one's business. I think I'll in my review with I guess somebody else's review. I don't remember the user off the top of my head, but you know, obviously I was online looking at other people's opinions, and I
hope it's my review.
And someone said, imagine if you went to see Iron Man 1, and for the first half of the film, it's Tony Stark stuck in the cave building the suit, and the climax is him getting out of the cave, and then the film ends with a cliffhanger of him building the first Iron Man suit, like the first, the real one. Like that's what the pacing of this film felt like. So, you know, I thought a lot about first films and franchises when I watched this. You know, I thought a lot about Iron Man. I thought a lot about Captain America, and I was, you know, I can't. I'm disappointed. I'm sad.
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm not really disappointed or sad because even if with low expectations, it met me on that very low expectations.
My strategy didn't help me, Chris.
Well, you need to go lower. You need to go 6 feet under.
Yeah.
But I mean, you said something here. You compared it against first movies in franchises, and I think Iron Man and Captain America are bad examples because those are singular character films. So to me, I compare it to the first two Fantastic Four films, the 1994 and the 2005 one. I would compare it against Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers. And I can't wait to go into the spoiler cast on this because there's so much I want to say, but I just feel like I can't without divulging too much information for you people.
Yeah, well, I think it sounds like we both agree.
But
we do not recommend this movie.
We do not. However, before the biggest complaint I heard going into this was the Fantastic Four was cast as a racially different character. That didn't bother me at all. Like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that worked really well in the film, and I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was kind of pointless for anyone to throw their arms up, that people aren't matching their nationalities. Nowadays, that's just dumb. So
I mean, even not even nationality, just different skin color. The part worked in the film, and I have to say, good job for making that work.
Yeah, so I guess we can give it that.
Yeah, we will give it that. And spoiler cast, please listen to our spoiler cast. We're probably gonna rant for a while on that one. Yeah, no doubt there.
Yeah, so I mean, if Fantastic Four, well, it sounds like the worst part of the week. What was our best part of the week, Chris?
The best part of the week is definitely the Deadpool trailers, the official ones we got on Tuesday.
Oh yeah, man.
So
man.
Yeah, so couple things here. We got a teaser for the trailer on Monday, which was kind of entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about that real quick. I mean, we've been seeing other teaser trailers. It seems to be a trend since trailers are such a huge event now. But usually the teases are like 10-second quick montages of what we're going to see in the next day. But this was cool. This was like a fireside chat with Deadpool.
Yeah, and you really don't know until it's really too late because it's Ryan Reynolds doing the voice, and he doesn't do it in his normal voice until the light comes up. And no, it was very what is it? Those PBS shows where they read books to you by the fire or whatever.
Yeah.
Masterpiece Theater kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was entertaining. It was unique, and it was done specifically for that purpose, and it was awesome.
Yeah, and he specifically had a joke in there from the studio that inexplicably sewed his mouth shut, I think is what he said. And, I thought that was great. I would love if more places, more studios did things like this. I think they're lucky that they have a character like Deadpool that can break the fourth wall, and it's also very heavily leaning on comedy for the film. So I think it helps them out. But I would love to see it for other films, if we're getting a trailer for another movie, I'd love to see more creative teaser for the teaser, I guess.
Yeah, totally. And then on Tuesday, we actually got two trailers, and I'm gonna most specifically talk about the Red Band trailer. That's the one we have linked in the notes below, not the Green Band trailer. Simply because the green one's shorter, and although it has I think maybe 2 or 3 different clips, it's not drastically different.
Yeah, and there's no fun swear words, but
or blood.
Yeah, I have to say the Green Band trailer was one of the best parts of the Fantastic Four movie, was getting to see that on the screen.
Yeah, someone in the theater didn't know it was coming on, and they pointed in shock because they didn't expect it was coming up.
One thing that's kind of funny, when you experience other people watching this trailer, that aren't as up to date with the connections to these superhero universes, you always kind of off in the corner of your eye, you see somebody pointing, or you see someone trying to explain someone to the next film's oh, the part where he says about the green suit, oh yeah, that was Green Lantern, if you didn't know. So there's always somebody in the group of fans that's trying to explain what everyone's watching.
Yeah, so the Deadpool trailer is a lot like the San Diego Comic-Con leak one, right?
Yeah, I would say almost identical.
Now, there's some pretty big differences there.
Oh, well, then please inform me.
First off, they took out your name is Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They took that part out. There's a couple other smaller ones, but that was the biggest one simply because you don't know what her name is or who she is in this trailer. It's just a gothic-looking girl who looks disinterested. She might be chewing gum. That might be the problem.
Yeah.
So going into this trailer, I wrote an article about 8 secrets I found in this trailer. I broke it down pretty hardcore.
Can you give us a couple of those secrets?
Yes. So first off, I'm going to talk about the bridge when they're playing Salt and Pepper's Shoop on the bridge there.
Oh yeah, there's awesome music in this trailer too.
That's actually, that scene and the following ones are taken almost exactly from the test footage that leaked that got us this movie made.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought that was really cool because you kind of get to see conception to reality, which is something we don't often get to see. And one great thing about this trailer is we kind of only get one set piece revealed in the film. You know, we see a couple like little nooks and crannies of the film, but it seems like this is kind of a major set piece in the film at one point in time, and we don't get spoiled with anything else.
Yeah. So that's great. I mean, the original song was Hollow Batgirl by Gwen Stefani, but they've moved it to Shoop by Salt and Pepper, and they definitely say Shotgun Blast, and I'm like, yeah, that's good. That's good. Secondly, there's the Colossus. Again, I'm going on the presumption that no one saw the leak trailer. We do get Colossus in this film, and he looks awesome.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. It's one of my favorite parts of the trailer, just because I think we all kind of knew what we were getting from Deadpool. You know, we've seen him in little iterations, like little teaser trailers. We saw that fake thing with Mario Lopez, with him taking him out.
Yeah.
So we've got the vibe of what the film was gonna be. But I love seeing Colossus. I like the idea of just taking an X-Men and bringing him into this film. But he's not like, I mean, he is a major X-Men, but he's not a very vocal member.
In the films, he said maybe like 10 lines total in all of the X-Men films he's been in. And but you're right, like in the comics, yeah, he's great, but in the movie universe, he's kind of negated to a second act or a third act character.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's great. I mean, we actually get to see mutants other than just Deadpool in here.
Yeah, I love the idea of Wade Wilson getting trashed by Colossus, and he keeps just running at him and keeps getting thrown against cars and off bridges and stuff. I think that's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, and lastly, here's something more of a fun fact. If you look at the names of the roads on the bridge signs, they are called. They're a throwback to one of the writer of Deadpool, one of the first writers, Fabian Nietzsche, I think is how you say it. Like one street is Fabian and the other one's Nietzsche, and he's like the scripter of and co-creator of Deadpool.
Oh, that's awesome.
And in the San Diego Comic-Con trailer, there was Rob Liefeld and Stan Lee, which we did not see in this. Now, again, I'll save it for the spoiler cast. Go to our Fantastic Four spoiler cast. I got a good one for that one.
Okay.
But out of the 8 lists, you can find this on Comic UI. Go to Comic UI. They got all that there and the full list. But those are the 3 kind of like 2 big things and 1 little thing that I don't think people will notice. What did you think of this trailer? Like, give me your thoughts. I mean, I fell in love pretty much instantaneously. I think that says a lot for a character I don't care about in the comic books.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I'm really surprised is kind of the trailer starts off surprisingly dark. The very first time I saw this trailer was obviously the leaked footage. So I think everything vibes so much better in this high quality version. But I'll speak to the first time I saw the opening of this trailer. It starts off with this dark vibe, and it got me a little worried because I was like, okay, Deadpool's supposed to be funny, and we're getting this very somber tone at the very beginning. But I think that just is a good way to explain, the origins of Deadpool a little bit.
I think it gives him humanity, honestly.
Yeah,
something that a lot of like comic book characters don't have.
Yeah, but I mean, we quickly get off of that because we get some of his funny jokes by being in the room with a less funny Rosie O'Donnell. That's just hilarious. It's kind of funny. It's like dumb to kind of like pick apart jokes. All I can say is like the jokes were funny. So just take them at what they are. Overall, I think this trailer is great. I love the music. They picked really catchy stuff. The day the trailer came out this week, I kept going up to my wife and I said, "Baby." And she's like, "What?" It's like, "I'm really worried." And she's like, "Why?" I was like, "I think X is going to give it to me." And I was like, it was funny the first time, but it was not funny like the 8 more times I did it that night. So I thought it was really funny. It really got hooked into my side, and that's what a trailer's supposed to do. I think my biggest worry was when I heard that they were going to do the emoting eyes, but they're very gentle in this trailer with them. Like they do emote, but not a whole lot. It's almost believable that someone behind the mask, their eyebrows could actually be moving.
Yeah.
It's definitely exaggerated past that, but not so much where it looks cartoony.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a very cartoony look, and he looks great in the suit. Something else, is that he gets shot through the arm in the trailer and through his suit, and he has a healing power, in case people don't know. So that was cool, and there was something else I was gonna say, and I feel horrible for forgetting it now. Oh well. I liked. Oh no, the Green Band trailer actually had him talking straight to the camera. The Red Band trailer did not. But we all know he's gonna do it. If it's just they had to replace the blood and the shooting and then the other stuff in there. But he definitely looks. He's like, cue the music, which was taken from the San Diego trailer.
Yeah. I have to say that the potty mouth jokes definitely work better in a rated R format.
Definitely. And I'm excited. I don't know. Deadpool is exciting for me on film, not in comic book form. I think I own one Deadpool comic book actually, and I think it's Deadpool number 10 or 12, and it has the Super Mario Brothers format. It's like, but Deadpool is Mario from the original one, and I got it signed by the writer Brian Posehn. So I'm really excited.
Okay, so now is this the first official trailer, or is this considered a teaser trailer?
That's a trailer.
Okay, I honestly never know anymore, because sometimes these teasers are just as full as the actual trailer.
Yeah, no, their technical teaser trailer was the Monday trailer.
Okay, gotcha.
So
all right, so I think going forward, I mean, we talk about this a lot with trailers. I think going forward, I'm gonna watch one more trailer for Deadpool. But then after that, I'm gonna wait until the film comes out.
Yeah, and we're coming up pretty soon, like 6 or 7 months. So it's exciting. Great news.
Yeah.
It's so exciting that I think Fox is actually, this is a rumor, going to replace Fantastic Four 2 with Deadpool 2 on their movie release slate.
Well, I mean, at least they're making this decision after production of the film. I mean, I thought it was a little ridiculous that they said they were making Fantastic Four 2 before even production started on the first one. That was a little ridiculous. So this is good.
Well, and Deadpool's not even out yet. So I mean, I think it's one of those I think that this is something I'm going to go into the spoiler cast. But every Fantastic Four movie has been made only to keep the rights, not because they wanted to.
Yeah, I wish there was some sort of resource out there. Obviously, I think for legal reasons, the studio does not want to make it public. But I would love to know the timeline that's left on some of these properties before they lose the rights to them. I read something yesterday that said Marvel offered Fox an extension on Daredevil's contract if they could recoup the rights to not the Fantastic Four, just Galactus and the Silver Surfer. And they said, no, you can have Daredevil. We want to keep Fantastic Four. Well, so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, well, the original news when that did come out was Marvel got Daredevil because Fox could either make a Fantastic Four movie or a Daredevil movie. And if they didn't make... If they made Daredevil, they'd lose Fantastic Four. If they made Fantastic Four, they'd lose Daredevil. And they were like, well, fuck it, let's do this. And as we can tell, Marvel's done great things with Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty funny because, I mean, Sony did the same thing with Spider-Man. And the Spider-Man reboot was better than this Fantastic Four reboot for sure, but they did good enough to where they were able to make a sequel. And then even the sequel did better than Fantastic Four, the reboot. So, and that got canned. So there's no hope for a sequel to Fantastic Four, and it really makes me wonder how long Fox is going to hold on to it. Like, I think these reboots are getting way too close. I don't think they could wait until... I don't think they can put Fantastic Four on the shelf and try again. I'm really curious what the future of this team's going to be.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those deals where Marvel's going to be like, all right, you bombed. Can we borrow the rights like Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Like, can we do this together now because you obviously are incompetent as hell?
Well, I think it would be perfect for them to save Fantastic Four for Phase 4. We talk about, what happens after Phase 3 a lot because a lot of shit's going to go down. And we have a lot of properties that are coming to an end. We might not have Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man anymore. I'm theorizing that Chris Evans is gonna die in Infinity War Part 2, and we won't have him as Cap anymore. So they're going to need these new properties to help them with Phase 4, and I think Fantastic Four would be a great way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know if they necessarily need a Phase 4 film. Maybe they don't need an origin film. How about that? I think if they establish them as characters that have been around for a while by that point, kind of like they're going with Spider-Man, that'd be great. So we'll cross our fingers. However, another gut reaction to this movie is that Fox is no longer saying X-Men and Fantastic Four exist in separate universe. Or exist in the same universe. They are in separate universes that run parallel with each other.
Oh man, that's just a shitty studio thing to do. You know, I believe it was official when this film was in production that it was in the same universe, right?
Well, I mean, this isn't from the studios; these are from the producers of the films. And I mean, producers again can change their mind on a whim. But the producers, both producers, are now like, nope, different things. And that was Friday morning.
I mean, just own up to it. Your movie sucked. That's why. I mean, just say they're in the same universe, and you're just never going to see them. It doesn't matter. I mean,
well, I think if they just say nope, it's not, they can do another reimagining with Marvel later on and not have to worry about getting people's hopes up. I mean, the common moviegoers, not us. Yeah. Well, of course, we're smarter than that. On another, I mean, I'm gonna just kind of skip through that. But the next thing is X-Men Apocalypse. You know, a movie we're excited for next year, right?
Yeah.
There's a new image that shows Storm in what appears to be Egypt. And what we see here is the actual actress on set, on camera, with the visualizations being applied to the live feed. Yeah, so it looks like at some point in time these X-Men, well, I guess maybe not X-Men because Storm's kind of origin is over in Africa. So this could be towards maybe the first time we see her. Yeah, or when Apocalypse first makes himself known, since he's definitely building those pyramids in the end of Days of Future Past. But, I mean, that's cool technology that they're able to do this live. That means they're actually working pretty hard on previs. Secondly, I don't like the color palette. I mean, I know that may not be a final color palette, but that cloud with the city and stuff, I don't know. I just don't like that look on clouds. I mean, this is me like looking at like this is a very, very dark, metallic looking film. Chris, the cloud critic. Yes, exactly. I mean, might as well. We were being very harsh on everything else today, so we're rolling hard. I think it's still awesome that she has the mohawk, though. Hopefully, this is the Storm that the fans have been wanting for a while. Yeah, I totally agree. I honestly can't wait till we get another older Storm. With her like longer like Queen Storm from whenever she married the Black Panther with the longer white hair. She can look pretty frightening with that longer white hair like up in the winds. Yeah. When do you think we're gonna get our first Apocalypse trailer? That is a good question. Do you think it's gonna be this year? Oh yeah. It'll definitely be. I'm guessing 6 to 7 months before the film comes out. So okay. November, December, probably December. There's a lot of big movies coming out then. Yeah, that's true. It could maybe it's a trailer we get before Star Wars. Yeah, Apocalypse is the last of the 3 big hitters of next year. We have Batman vs Superman first, then Civil War, and then Apocalypse. Of course, Deadpool's there, but that's not. I don't consider that a big hitter like these. And they need to remind people that hey, X-Men are still gonna come out to movies too. Don't forget us. Yeah, remember we made that really good movie the other year. We came back out of nowhere. Yeah, we're getting better. I mean, forget Fantastic Four. We're getting better. Yes, please forget Fantastic Four, everybody. So yeah. Speaking of X-Men movies going forward, James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender have apparently signed on for more X-Men films beyond Apocalypse. Oh, that's cool. And also, they're talking about getting Nicholas Hoult and Jennifer Lawrence to sign more as well. Oh, cool. I don't think they need to be the forefront anymore, honestly. I get it. We've had our 3 films with Mystique and Beast as like the main characters too. But I think we need the Magneto and Professor X going forward, and I think those 2 are perfect examples for it. Well, it seems like they're gonna maybe continue with this trend of making these X-Men movies around these major X-Men events. You know, we have Age of Apocalypse, we have Days of Future Past, and I'm curious what they're gonna do next. Yeah, that's actually a good call for our listeners. What X-Men story do you want to see next? Oh yeah, that would be good to know. I'd love to see, maybe what we think is going to work well
work best on screen. And obviously, you can't do any sort of team up with properties not owned by Fox.
Yeah, definitely keep it in the X-Men universe. I mean, if I go back to the cartoons, there's we actually haven't seen the Shi'ar Empire. They dealt a lot with it. Maybe not Apocalypse. What's the Onslaught? I don't know if you're familiar with Onslaught or not. That was a big event in the 90s where essentially the consciousness of, I don't know, it's not the consciousness, these things from Professor X Magneto combined to create this like creature that like was as powerful as both of them, if not more. So Onslaught would be something cool. I don't want to go back to Dark Phoenix yet.
Yeah, it's too soon.
I think that might be something later on they can touch on. But
yeah, I think the character Jean Grey needs to grow up more in the films before they do that.
Yeah, other than those two, Onslaught and kind of going out into space a little bit more. Maybe Cable. Cable could show up. I know he's more of a Deadpool grab right now, but maybe get some future like people coming back to warn them and dealing more with time-traveling people rather than time-traveling minds.
Yeah, I think they're going to need... I think maybe not the next X-Men film after Apocalypse, but maybe the one after that. They're going to need to find a way to weave in a Wolverine-type character. Maybe I think it would be totally acceptable to go with his son. They just have to find a way to bring that in.
Yeah, or bring them to the current timeline.
Yeah.
So one of those two ways.
Yeah, the timeline thing is, I'm sure Bryan Singer has it figured out, but I sure as hell don't.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Something that may throw a wrench into the timeline is Fox is working on... They've confirmed they're working on an X-Men TV show.
Oh, so it's confirmed and official.
They are working on it, yes. However, there is a very big if here. Marvel has to agree that Fox can make this show.
That's true because they only have the movie rights.
Correct. And however, I think they're wanting to build an X-Men mutant franchise, kind of like Marvel does, a cinematic universe, and have a TV show for smaller things. I think the rumor is it's based on X Factor, which is kind of led by Jamie Madrox, who was the Multiple Man. If so, that's great. I think bringing in these side mutants that they can't fit into the movies would be the place to do it.
Well, maybe we can get some barter and trade going. Maybe Marvel will allow the TV series to go forward, which, if successful, can make Fox a lot of money because TV shows are very profitable over the long term for sure. And then maybe
go
ahead and let Marvel have Fantastic Four.
It's worked for Sony, so
yeah.
that makes me giddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the thing is, it's just really weird. I'm still uncomfortable with the idea that it's equal like separation. I wish Marvel just had full control over Spider-Man because I feel like that's always going to be in the back of my head. If something in the film that I'm watching is not going well, I'm always going to think, oh, is this Sony's fault? Was this Sony's problem casting this person? Or was this Marvel's fault? I mean, obviously I'm happy that we're getting it, but I wish it was just all in control of Marvel. I don't think Sony needs to just have their little hooks into it. So I hope if Marvel ends up getting Fantastic Four, it's just all in one fell swoop.
And Fox can keep X-Men. I mean, again, they're doing better.
Yeah, exactly. They've proven that they can get it back on track.
Yeah, so it would not be the first time though that an X-Men TV series has tried to been made.
Yeah, that's true.
Generation X was a made-for-TV film, but it was honestly the pilot for a TV series from 1996, and it had like Emma Frost in it. Banshee, which we saw in First Class, a version of Jubilee, and a couple other ones, and we're not going to talk about that just now, but it doesn't date very well.
Yeah.
So hopefully they'll learn and move along, because that was also done by Fox.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So that's kind of I'm throwing that in there. But maybe you talked about Wolverine's son. I think the next thing Fox is going to put their money on is Gambit.
Okay.
And they are testing for the female lead, who is pretty much confirmed to be Belladonna Bourdreaux.
Okay. Good job with that last name. I don't think I even would have had a slight chance of pronouncing it.
People who read French are probably going to tweet at me and tell me, hey, shut the hell up, don't say that again, but whatever. this Belladonna character is a childhood friend of Gambit's. She was in the Assassin's Guild and he was in the Thieves Guild, which are competing guilds. And later on, like, they are planning to be married to kind of bring a peace between the two guilds. And that's kind of where that's a little history of her. Gotcha. I think she has some sort of mutant powers. I am not familiar with them off the top of my head. Again, this isn't a character. When you think of Gambit, you think of Rogue. I mean, to be honest, like that's who we think of. But the three actresses rumored to be this are Rebecca Ferguson.
Okay.
I don't know her. Lea Seydoux. I actually do know her.
Yeah, she looks familiar. What's she from?
She's in the newest Bond movie. She's the newest Bond girl, and she was in a movie called Blue is the Warmest Color, which is actually a French graphic novel they translated to film. Won lots of awards. Okay. And then Abbey Lee is the last one.
Yeah, it looks like she was one of the those brides in Mad Max, in the latest Mad Max film.
Okay, yeah, she did the pitch white hair, right? Like,
yeah, I think so.
Great. So, but Belladonna Bourdreaux, I did a quick search here while I was talking. She can project her astral form from her body into an astral plane or physical plane, and also can shoot plasma blasts.
Okay.
So, will they do that in the film? I do not know, but that's kind of what's going on there. Looking at those three ladies, I saw a screenshot of them three. I mean, I would like to see Lea Seydoux take this role.
Yeah, she kind of has I guess she just has a mysterious kind of a look to her.
Yeah, and, well, she's also got an acting pedigree I trust. If she can get in a Bond film, I mean, whoa. So, but I mean, not against the other ones. Again, this is no telling what's going to happen. But I mean, which one would you pick? Just looking at them.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you. She, I'm really not too familiar with any of them. But I'm going purely off of how she looks, and she's got a mysterious face, and I like that.
Good, we'll take it. So, Gambit next year, October, right? Boom. So we're gonna move on to some TV shows. Actually, I mean, we don't have a segue for this, but whatever. Legends of Tomorrow is the big event for DC TV shows coming out next spring.
Just bringing this up makes me realize that we're close to the TV season starting back up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's August right now. I'm finally, those moments when you start to get older. There's always these little things that happen in your life that make you feel like an old ass man. Obviously you can count the years after you've been out of school, haven't been in a class in a long time. But just the other day, I realized, kids are going back to school now. It's August, and some people's first days are coming up. You can see the back to school sections in the grocery store and like the supermarkets and stuff like that. And then I realized I don't even think I realized that summer just went by like that. So now I feel like super old that kids are suddenly going back to school, and I didn't even realize they stopped.
My fiance is a school teacher, so I noticed immediately.
Oh, so you're very connected.
When she wasn't in the house anymore, and I'm like, yeah, it's a little quieter here, isn't it? No.
But anyway, I've always been a nerd who's loved television. So one thing that was good about going back to school was you were only a couple weeks away from the fall TV season kicking back up.
Yeah. Totally, and I'm excited. We got a lot going on in September, which is next month, even better. But Legends of Tomorrow is supposed to come out in spring of 2016, the second half.
Yeah, I still gotta wait.
But they have added Hawkman to the cast, not just Hawk Girl. And
cool, man, that's awesome.
They added the actor. His name is Falk Hentschel.
Okay.
That sounds like a comic book name if I ever heard one. And he was from Transcendence, the movie that nobody saw. And the description they gave for him is the latest incarnation of an Egyptian prince who is fated to reincarnate throughout time along with his soulmate, Kendra Saunders, portrayed by Ciara Renee.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at him right now. He very much looks like a TV actor. Yeah, the one thing that always bums me out about TV is they always cast TV pretty people. People that are easy on the eyes when you watch them every week. They don't seem to have too much character on their persona, but he looks like he'll fit into the universe.
Yeah, and the thing is, he accesses the powers of the hawk god Horus, transforming him into a winged warrior known as Hawkman. So,
oh, okay, this is where I know him from. He was in White House Down. Yeah, I saw that movie.
oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't that bad. Fantastic Four was worse.
Is that our new level of low? Like, that's as low as we can go now?
Yeah, that's the bottom of the barrel, man.
Wow. Also, they've cast the main villain, Vandal Savage, who is a horrible villain name. It sounds too villainy. As Casper Crump, which could also be another villain's name. And the Vandal Savage, he's taken 6,000 years of manipulating to ensure he rules the future. But we have Casper Crump as the actor who will be playing that.
Okay, I feel like I've seen Vandal Savage in something, maybe like an animated movie or something like that, or maybe he showed up in the Justice League cartoon.
I definitely probably agree with that. He's kind of like, I feel, to me, he is like the King the Conqueror of DC. And like he's a time traveling person who, has a lot of technological prowess.
Yeah, I've definitely seen him in something.
He was in. Did you watch Flashpoint?
Yeah, I did. Oh, yeah, I probably saw him in Flashpoint then.
He was in Flashpoint.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's about all I remember him being from. But anyway, so there's that. That's great. Cool.
Yes.
Legend Tomorrow's coming along.
Yeah, but speaking of the Flash, right? Segue.
Yeah, segue. That's why I put these in order on our notes like this, so we can segue better. They cast Wally West.
Yeah, man.
The other Flash. The actor Keenan Lonsdale will be playing Wally West, and he will be definitely taking the New 52 look. As I guess an African American. Can we say that on our show now?
Yeah, that's fine.
But we will have Wally West, and Flash season 2 looks like it's going to introduce parallel worlds and other versions pretty soon.
Oh, this is going to be so cool. I love the Flash. I love the last season. It was so much fun. I'm looking forward to the new season. Whatever they're gonna do, it's super cool. I like. It's funny. I guess a lot of really avid Flash readers, or I guess seasoned Flash readers of the comic books. I guess there's kind of an ongoing gag where if something happens in the universe and you can't explain it, you just say like, "Oh, it's just the Speed Force. That's just our reasoning." So it sounds like maybe the TV show might kind of take that angle where like, "Oh, we're just gonna do cool stuff, and we're gonna cram as much." Radness into the show as possible, and if anything's get kind of weird, we'll just say it's the Speed Force.
Pretty much. But yeah, so we have Wally West to look forward to. No images, no production things, but they definitely did announce that. The DC cinematic universe is still growing though, and recently there was an early screening, a very early cut of the Batman vs Superman film screened for the executives there. Received a standing ovation.
Yeah, well, of course, they're executives.
Of course.
They're like, yeah, I might not lose all my money on this film.
Right. So what they are now doing, they delayed 2 Ben Affleck movies, and they're trying to get him to do 3 standalone Batman films. They like him so much. They said this is the definitive Batman. Oh,
so you're saying just Affleck films isn't just like any other movie, like a sequel to Gone Girl or something like that?
Yeah. He had 2 in the making, and they have names. I don't remember what they were, but they delayed them. They were like, we're gonna push these back. We want you to do this. Do you want to make lots of money?
Oh man, that's awesome.
So we could get 3 standalone Batman films with Ben Affleck playing as Batman.
Well, I mean, money talks. I mean, even though money can't make a good movie, money can definitely make good movies possible.
Another rumor is that Ben Affleck will be directing them as well as acting in them. And as of late, Ben Affleck has better films under his belt.
I mean, not even as of late. Every movie he's directed is in the 90% club on Rotten Tomatoes. So he is, I think he's either 4 for 4 or 5 for 5. I don't quite remember all of his history in directing. But I mean, man, I can't even fathom Affleck directing his own Batman movie. It would be amazing.
Yeah. So I would watch him. I'm going to be frank. I like Batman movies more than I like Superman movies.
Yeah.
This week I watched the first Batman from 1989 again. And I was entertained by it. And I'm playing Batman Arkham Knight just to show people that I'm not a Marvel fanboy through and through. But I would watch him. Would you watch him?
Sure.
Okay, good. Would you watch him in a reclining chair?
I most definitely would.
Even better. So, an example of instead of Batman, Marvel has Black Panther,
Mm-hmm.
a rich billionaire with lots of technology and smarts. The movie is coming out, and I think it's scheduled for 2018 now.
Is it the next movie after Doctor Strange?
No, Black Panther is after Infinity War 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it goes Civil War, Doctor Strange, Guardians 2, Spider-Man, Thor 3,
Okay.
Infinity War, Black Panther.
I was way off because I was about to say, why haven't we heard more about Black Panther yet? Isn't that movie coming out soon? No, I'm definitely wrong there.
It's all right. It's cool. F. Gary Gray, or F. Gary Gary.
I challenge any listener to read that name and just see if you mess it up like me. I want to know how many people say Gary Gary or Gray Gray.
F. Gray Gray, who directed the Straight Outta Compton movie. He is rumored to be running up for that film now that the other lady has dropped out.
Yeah. I guess it looks like he was the runner-up to direct Winter Soldier.
He was one of the finalists to do that whenever they chose the Russo brothers.
He must be good if he was on level with the Russo brothers.
Yeah, and we have seen the amazing work that they've done, and that Marvel trusts them enough to go forward with a bunch of other movies. So I would pick him. Yes, pick F. Gary Gray for
Gary,
Black Panther.
Gary.
I have to think about it now. Like I have to think about it. Cool. So another movie coming out beforehand is Spider-Man. We just talked about this. Actually, I think it's a year before Black Panther is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
One of the producers of Spider-Man went and picked up Kraven's Last Hunt, the Spider-Man series, at a bookstore, or got on Amazon. And someone saw this, and now they're saying that Kraven is the potential villain for the film.
Man, I'd love to be a producer for superhero films, so I could just go out in public and just mess with the internet. You know, walk into a comic book store and be like, "Oh, what did he pick up? What did he pick up? Oh, he picked up Captain Underpants? Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense."
Yeah. So I mean, this is a stretch of a rumor, but I mean, it's enough to have a headline I saw somewhere in several places.
Yeah.
But I'm taking that with a grain of salt. Kraven would be a great person eventually, but I don't think he would be the first person to be in the Spider-Man movie.
I mean, I like Kraven, but I can't imagine him being the big baddie to hold down one film, because he in a world with superheroes, he doesn't. If I remember correctly, he does not have superpowers. He's just an amazing hunter.
I believe so. There might be a mystical amulet involved.
But that's something that could, just be easily kicked out of his hand and then punched in the gut.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, he strikes me as someone who would fight a more adult Spider-Man than a kid Spider-Man.
Yeah, or I could kind of see him maybe teaming up with somebody. I feel like we're gonna get a team up just because we've exhausted Green Goblin in the Spider-Man mythos on screen right now. So we just can't do a Goblin solo film with Spider-Man yet. So hopefully it's not Jason Biggs as a Scorpion.
Jason Biggs is Kraven the Hunter. Oh my God, Jason Biggs should play all the villains and Spider-Man.
Oh, you're killing me over here, man.
Well, don't die. Don't die. That's not worth dying over.
Yeah.
Man, so but we're going to get off of that before we get lost.
Before I'm rolling on the floor over here.
So Doctor Strange comes out next year, and they're location scouting, actually, for it. I'm pretty sure they're in Europe doing this movie.
Yeah, I would hope so.
In pre-production, and they're doing some location scouting per an image on Twitter via Scott Derrickson, the director of the movie. There's really not a lot to go by on this, since when you're location scouting, you're just taking pictures of the surrounding areas. And honestly, it could just be for pre-production, like getting some outside visuals and then testing up with, green screen matches. But I mean, that Scott Derrickson said these location scouting in London, and we know it's for Doctor Strange because it's filming pretty soon.
Yeah, things are rolling, things are getting started, which is really interesting. It's funny, we've seen some of the Photoshop renderings of what Benedict Cumberbatch looks like, kind of with the goatee and everything. And even though it's really good artistic rendering, it still looks really goofy. So I think I'm just going to have to see how he looks in person with facial hair.
Oh, did I tell you that they showed concept art of him in both the Sorcerer Supreme and his surgeon look at Disney Africa executive panel?
Yeah, I didn't even know there was like a Disney
it's not
Africa thing.
It's not a public thing.
Okay.
It's pretty private, but they described some of it. But I mean, if they have it there, that means in exactly 1 week we will be talking about it because D23.
Oh yeah, I mean, next week's episode is going to be freaking huge because there's going to be so much coming out of that. We're going to be getting Star Wars news. We're going to be getting Marvel news, and I think we're going to be getting really cool theme park news too.
Yeah, I expect to see Civil War images.
Oh yeah, that would be rad.
What if they drop Spider-Man's suit on us next week?
Oh man, I don't even know what to think. I feel like maybe they're gonna. Actually, this is an interesting idea because since we kind of know for a fact now that Spider-Man's role in Civil War is very much cameo based, I'm curious if they're even gonna show much of him at all before the film.
I think it's gonna be like the Vision in Age of Ultron.
Oh, just a part of the mask.
Like they're gonna give us a tease, but like we're not gonna see it until like almost the week before.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's. I'm trying to remember how much of the Vision did we see in that final trailer for Ultron.
Just his eyes mostly.
Okay, so we actually never got to see full-fledged Vision before the film.
Not to my knowledge, no.
I have a feeling there's probably a really shitty TV spot out there that spoiled it, though.
No, a bunch of TV spots definitely put the Vision in, but I mean, that's where they're going to need to sell people on Civil War is, hey, guess what? We got Spider-Man.
Fuck TV spots.
Even if he's in there for like a minute, like people will be like, Spider-Man, hell yeah.
Stop watching cable television commercials. They're fucking awful. Cut the cord, people.
Well, I mean, they're not on cable. I mean, they're on ABC when I watch, like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I can't stop watching those, Mike!
Find other means. I can't do
I gotta watch them live, though. That's the thing. Like, if I have the chance to watch them live, I'm gonna do it.
Commercials ruin everything.
They do.
Get it.
They're pretty awful.
I get it that they're necessary, but they ruin everything.
They're necessary evil. Oh, well. But, I mean, that kind of gives me a good thing. We're going to talk about Agent Carter next. This is also on TV. Madame Mask is the main villain for this season.
Who is that?
Normally, she's a villain of Iron Man's / like lover, I guess. She wears a mask because I think her face was disfigured. But in this one, since it's in like the 1950s, they're going to she's gonna be an actress with like a very like high intelligence, an idea of like she's like smart but also an actress because they can build that up. Like she is a mask because she's an actress, I guess. But either way, I read a lot of her in some Iron Man stuff. I don't remember what Iron Man series I was reading, but I really like Madame Mask. I thought she'd be more of a S.H.I.E.L.D. villain, an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But now she's going to be on Agent Carter instead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the actress angle makes sense because it sounds like we are going to be seeing Agent Carter in Los Angeles, in Hollywood for the next season. So
yeah, definitely. I don't remember if she was in. I don't think she was in the Avengers TV show. I watched the cartoon one either, but definitely, I think she's going to be a great villain to go against Agent Carter. So sign me up. That's it for main superhero news, I think. Let me go through a couple other bits of news that you may or may not care about really quick. This is going to be our 30-second rundown of stuff here.
Okay.
All right, so you ready?
Yes.
All right, so first and foremost, Resident Evil. The last one, whatever number they're on now, 7 or 8. Man,
they're still making those, huh?
Yeah, so Ali Larter is returning as Claire Redfield. I think she started in like the second one and has been through several of them on and off. So she's coming back. That's great. Next up is Prometheus 2. It starts filming in January.
Now, that's an example of a movie that was kind of all over the place, but the visual effects were good. So
I enjoy Prometheus, but I'm not an Alien fan, so like the lore didn't hang up on me as much. And Michael Fassbender,
yeah,
he makes a great robot. Third, Pez Candy is getting a movie.
No.
What? I'm stuttering over here with trying to find words to describe it.
Man, I bet Pez Candy was excited that they could get a studio executive out there high enough on cocaine to sell the rights to their candy. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, okay, so
aliens are gonna send Pez dispensers to Earth to turn everything into candy.
So it's one thing to be wrong about the idea of a Lego movie, but at least you can kind of envision characters. Pez is a fucking candy. It makes no sense. Like, even M&Ms make more sense, because at least in the commercials, the M&Ms have personas, and they already have characters out there. This is fucking Pez. Pez isn't even that good. I don't even care if you like Pez. If you think if Pez is your favorite candy, not even for the novelty of the dispenser, you're fucking insane. That candy's gross. Like Tums. It tastes like Tums.
Tell us how you really feel about Pez, Mike.
I fucking hate Pez. Man, it's gross.
And if you don't start dropping money on see if they get Adam Sandler in it or not? Uh-huh. Just to double down on how much this won't make sense?
Oh man, they're gonna try to sell like Pez dispensers in the movie theater. And they're just gonna hand a complimentary one to me. I'm just gonna like knock it out of my hand. I'm like, no, I don't want your nasty ass candy.
Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have Marvel Pez dispensers to add to my collection, but
well, yeah, you're not eating the candy though.
No, I didn't eat the candy.
I just imagine a scene over there where you're just like covered in Pez wrappers, like, no, I'm not eating the Pez.
Quick, hide the Pez. Quick, hide the Pez. But yeah, and lastly, Prison Break is coming back to TV with a event series, like 10 episodes.
Oh, kind of like 24 did?
Kind of like every TV show that's been off the air more than 2 years has done. X-Files is doing it. Arrested Development's came back. Anyway, but they're using the main stars, Dominic Purcell and Wentworth Miller, who are Heatwave and Captain Cold in The Flash.
Oh, okay.
So that's really it for the news there. Like those last few were really quick there, but I just wanted to put those on people's radar in case they had questions.
Yeah, it's just a little nerd nugget of news.
Yeah, so that's it for news. What do you got?
I mean, I don't know. We're out of stuff to talk about. I'm ready to just jump into Fantastic Four, and we're just gonna record the spoiler cast so you guys can hear about everything that we didn't like about this movie.
That's right. I think I want to mention actually Marvel card games coming out. I talked about Legendary. The Legendary Secret Wars is in stores now to buy. Mine comes in the mail tomorrow. But they're also doing a Marvel Versus. It's a 2-player card game. And it used to be an old collectible card game like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something. But they're redoing it where all the cards are in the box. And it comes out this week as well. And I'm really excited to play that.
Deck building games are the best. You got Exploding Kittens in the mail, right?
I did get Exploding Kittens, and I've got to play it with my fiance. And one-on-one isn't that fun because there's only like one kitten in the game. But we have some people over for dinner tonight.
Oh, cool.
And we're gonna play with them and the Not Safe for Work deck.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What do you guys eat? What are you guys eating for dinner? That's all I ever care about is what food.
Some sort of tacos and chips and salsa.
Ooh, good. Num 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 num.
That's why I sleeve my cards because that's dangerous to play with that.
Well, Chris, if they want to know how your dinner goes tonight, where can they follow you?
Well, if you want to know actually how I'll probably Instagram Exploding Kittens card game, but I will put it on Twitter at Valdan, VALDAN. You can also find me at comicui.com. That's where you can find my breakdown of the Deadpool trailer with all the other things we didn't talk about here, and some other news. And you can also go to Facebook at Comic Guy on Facebook. Where can they find you, Mike?
Well, if they want to follow me, they can follow me at Mike Royer Design on Instagram and Twitter. You can also read my webcomics over at pickledcomics.com. I was inspired by Fantastic Four this week, and I'm pretty sure my next comic, probably Wednesday or Thursday, is going to be Fantastic Four inspired, so stay tuned for that.
So it's going to be awful?
Yeah. I think by the measuring stick of Fantastic Four, everything is good.
Oh, well, all right then.
Yeah, but as always, please visit superheroslate.com. That's where you can find all the links for the show. You can find us on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, Tumblr, email. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. We're at so many places. I had to finally write this list down because I can never remember everything. So
we probably have more too because he didn't include. Well, I guess Facebook and Twitter are down the list, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if you're savvy, you can just grab the RSS link off our website. There's so many things that you can do.
You can listen to us on the webpage. Actually, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's true.
We have a player built in for you.
Oh yeah, for you and your convenience. And as always, if you're a super fan and you like the show, please go to iTunes and give us a review. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about the show. That helps us get some more visibility in the iTunes store. And you can always leave a comment on YouTube.
Did we have any this week?
Someone said I need to buy Tic Tacs because I guess I talk about my bad breath enough on the podcast.
That is true. You did mention that, I think, a couple times.
Yeah, well, guess what? It's not in the budget, people.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could take it out of our advertising budget. Do we have an advertising budget?
No, I mean, not really. Nothing's itemized.
Well, I guess that's really about it then, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, I guess, guys, just stick around for our spoiler cast. We're going to record it now. We're going to jump right into it.
And we're going to hate.
Yeah, if you're subscribed, it should just be showing up in your feeds, man.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I will catch you there, Mike, and I will see all you other people on the flip-flop.
Yeah, next week, D23. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.